onye duru anyị wee bịa njem na Amerịka anyị bịa ka ibe leta nwanne anyị nwoke bụ nna anyị n'obodo a bụ onye anyị nwụrịla anya na nchekwube na eziokwu nke ya nwa na onye ji guzo na eziokwu a ga na-edu ụmụ Biafra na-aga n'ihu ọ ga na-edu IPOB na-aga n'ihu anyị bịara n'ụlọ ya nabata anyị were obi ọcha na obi udo wee nabata anyị na-asị na ọ ga-adịrị ya na mma na ezinụlọ ya na mma anyị na-asị na ihe ọbụla anyị chọrọ bịa mere ka anyị ga-enwetarịrị ya n'ihi na ihe anyị na-ekwu okwu mgbe na-ewu n'ọnwụ ndụ mmiri ndụ azụ nwa mmụọ emegbula nwa mmadụ nwa mmiri emegbula nwa mmụọ ihe anyị na-ekwu anyị na-asị na Biafra ga-abịara na ndụ na-awụghị n'ọnwụ anyị ga-eri uru ọmụmụ anyị ga-eri uru akụ na ụba n'ime Biafra anyị na-asị na onye ọwụla pụtara na sị na Biafra agaghị adị onye ahụ agaghị adị anyị anaghị asị emebere ugo obere nke si bebere ka ya gosi nke ọ ga-ebe anyị na-asị na nkụ ga-ekwe ọ ga-ede ọ ga-anwụ ọ bụ eziokwu ka anyị ji na-aga njem a ọ bụ ịhụnanya ka anyị ji na-aga ofu obi anyị na-asị onye ọbụla hụrụ eziokwu ji ide eziokwu aka n'ihi na ọ bụ eziokwu bụ ndụ ọ bụghị okwu asị anyị na-asị na ọ ga-ada anyị niile na mma anyị ga-ahụ echi n'ihi na echi anaghị agwụ agwụ anyị na-arịọ Chukwu nke abịa ma ka onye anyị ndụ nye anyị ahụ isi ike nye anyị ngọzi nke ya nye anyị ịhụnanya ekpere niile ka anyị na-ekpe ọwụ ka onye bi n'ime eluigwe ka o wee nụrụ olu anyị wee gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka wee zọpụta anyị na akpa niile nke na-akpa anyị nke bụ Biafra anyị na-asị na ikpete maazụ anyị ga-enye aha nsị ụtụtụ na nsọpụrụ na-eji ama site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi
Ọmadike Biafra mmakwa na nweta onwe nne
Nigeria has recruited Islamic State fighters into their military, police, and other forces to continue the holy war of Islam against indigenous people, and Biafra government in exile can't sit back and watch Nigeria state kill Biafra unchallenged. Therefore, the government which uses force to support its rules teaches the oppressed to use force to oppose it. We will continue to justify our decision to engage in sabotaging and hostility against terrorists in uniform until they are withdrawn completely from Biafra territory from the 14th United States of Biafra.
Bye. It's blacks on the beat.
Biafra, the only hope we have. We salute you. We appreciate you. We salute you. We appreciate you. No. Amadike, one no Biafra. Odogu, Chukwaki, Kechekwaki, let it in the rocky. Dragon Master, Biko do. My Prime Minister, Atakata Abo. Take us to bus stop. The era you to na yasi. Anya chikerewo, we want you nothing na jogodo. We want to go, yo. Enu na. Ofoka injection. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. Cabinet members, Dalo, media people, GCK. Deep down our heart, yo. Biafra, GCK. We are proud of you. We are very, very grateful. GCK. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. GCK. Nobody can say deep. You got a number. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you.
It's blacks on the beat.
They're going to put your yo. Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra Defense Force, Biafra Marino, Biafra National League, Omunikwe Battalion, Ndinine Chekwa Bodanyo. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. No. Nobody can say deep, you got a number. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, we salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. Biafra is here. Special thanks to Mercy Simon, the Prime Minister.
It's black.
Nigeria has recruited Islamic State fighters into their military, police, and other forces to continue the holy war of Islam against indigenous people, and Biafra government in exile can't sit back and watch Nigeria state kill Biafra unchallenged. Therefore, the government which uses force to support its rules teaches the oppressed to use force to oppose it. We will continue to justify our decision to engage in sabotaging and hostility against terrorists in uniform until they are withdrawn completely from Biafra territory from the 14 United States of Biafra.
What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So, a weak center,
very weak,
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
Have you had a change of mind, therefore, about getting an independent Biafra? Because that's what I seem to be hearing.
No, I've not changed my mind, no. An independent Biafra means going back to the way we were before the white man came.
Okay, so you're not talking about a federation. When you say a confederation, you're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence.
Complete independence. Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing else?
Or death, yes.
Or death?
That's good.
If push comes to shove,
yes,
will you go to war?
No, because truth is a far more potent and deadlier weapon than bullets and mortars.
So
truth.
No war? You've ruled out the...
Absolutely, I don't believe in war, no. No war. When I say Biafra ordered it, I'll keep pushing. Either I am alive, I die in the process, I won't stop. Allow me to repeat, if you don't mind. Had sovereign national conference been convened by the powers that be, where every ethnic national, I said every, I don't care if there are 600, I don't care. Everyone is
all the 500 plus.
Everyone together to say, this is all, others can delegate, I don't know, powers to other people to attend on their behalf. Sit down to say, what type of country do we want? Sit down, discuss, agree. I can begin to perhaps submit to your position.
Is it too late?
It is way too late. They've killed too many people. They've ruined too many lives. They've wasted too many souls. How do we bring those people back?
If the federal government, given the agitation that is going on, becomes convinced that, you know what, these people have a point, it is time to actually address all these issues, and they begin to systematically address some of these issues, would you change your mind?
No, because of the deceptions of the past.
No trust?
No trust. Aburi was there, it was negotiated. Nothing happened. 1968, if I recall. And the confab report, what became of it? How about the 3 R's? Reconciliation, reconstruction, and heaven knows what else. What became of them? Nothing. Calabar Seaport is not working. Can you tell me why it's not working? It's a seaport used by the colonial masters. Why is it not working today? How about Iguacha Seaport? Why is it not being used? Why not worry? Why must we allow only Lagos to function as a viable seaport? In England, where I used to live, you had Liverpool, you had the Sun, which is Portsmouth, you had Southampton. Everywhere you had harbors and ports. So why must you have only one?
I've heard people say these are very valid arguments, and that these are things that are to do with bad governance. So the average Biafran, to use your phrase, or Igbo man in the Igbo, is facing poverty much in the same way that the average guy in Yobe State is facing poverty. And so these are issues of governance. You don't agree with that?
I agree completely.
Okay. So if that is it, why isn't the agitation about tackling the problem, which is ensuring good governance, perhaps starting from locally? Because part of the allegations against you is that you don't confront your political leaders in the East, and you'd like to blame Abuja for everything.
Because the way I would want to solve a problem is not how a Fulani man would want to solve it.
You really believe this is an ethnic thing, and the approach is different?
No, the approach is different. No, it's not ethnic. It is more to do with value system.
Right.
The way you may want to solve a problem could be markedly different from how I do mine.
What is the geographical makeup of Biafra, as far as you are concerned, this Biafra that you want? So, for example, if we're doing a referendum, where will that referendum take place? Is it only the 5?
It's on, no.
It's okay.
It's on, which is River State, Biafra, Delta, Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River.
Akwa Ibom?
And Akwa Ibom, of course. Yes.
Right.
Those are the coasters. Basically.
Bayelsa?
Yes. Southeast and South-South without Edo State.
Without Edo State.
That's correct. And then including Igede, Idoma.
Right, the Benues. So that's the Igalas and part of the
Kogi,
Kogi State, right? Nyosom Wike, the governor of Anambra, sorry, the governor of River State, made a statement, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, and said, you know, you should not be including River State and the Queer people.
Not him. I can't decide for Biafrans. You have to go and vote and convince the whole world that they want Biafra. It's not for instance, it's only one man, one vote.
What if they're not even willing to take part in the referendum? Because I've had people from the South, for example, from Bayelsa, I've had people from Cross River. I think there's a famous actress, Kate Henshaw, for example, wrote a long piece about why people of the South don't want to be dragged into a place called Biafra. You're saying, regardless of what they say, you want a referendum in those parts?
Because I know the majority of the people want a referendum. I was in Iguacha yesterday.
How do you know?
I was there yesterday. I was in Iguacha yesterday. You call Port Harcourt. I was there yesterday. I should have been there to see what happened.
Now,
they were delighted to see me. I'm sure you know that. It's all over the place. They're very happy to see me. I bet Kate Henshaw wouldn't get such reception. Where she to go to?
She's a big, popular Nollywood actress. I wouldn't necessarily.
I'm telling you, if I go to her village, people will turn out to see me more than turn out to see her.
Nigeria has recruited Islamic State fighters into their military, police, and other forces to continue the holy war of Islam against indigenous people, and Biafra government in exile can't sit back and watch Nigeria state kill Biafra unchallenged. Therefore, the government which uses force to support its rules teaches the oppressed to use force to propose it. We will continue to justify our decision to engage in sabotaging and hostility against terrorists in uniform until they are withdrawn completely from Biafra territory from the 14 United States of Biafra.
different government prime minister, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, Simon Ekpa, as we embark on the 30 days lockdown of the Nigerian institutions that begins tomorrow, 28th. Prime Minister, welcome to the podium. Over to you, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, fellow Biafrans all over the world. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the press that are gathered here today in a different location to listen to this emergency space today. Good evening, members of the cabinet of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile and the de facto government in Homeland. I welcome every one of you who have worked assiduously for this particular history that we are making today. I've come once again, my fellow Biafrans, to inform all of you where we are going, what we intend to achieve, and how we are going to achieve it. I want to inform you all that tomorrow is going to be the beginning of the history, the beginning of the eviction of Nigeria terrorist state within the Biafra land, the beginning of the Biafra freedom, the beginning of the liberation of the Biafra people from the Islamic slavery, from the evil entity called Nigeria. Tomorrow will be the beginning of the lightmost test that the Biafra government, both in exile and in homeland, will embark on to test our resolve. How prepared we are, not about militarily, but mentally, physically, and otherwise. My fellow Biafrans, may I announce to you today a very groundbreaking news which is already going viral on social media, print media, and other media platforms, both the terrorist state of Nigeria control platforms, and of course soon to be noted in international platform as well, that Biafra has recorded officially counted, registered 50 million votes from our self-referendum. This is a history no other country has ever attained. I want you to note that no country in the history of freedom fighting has ever conducted a referendum and recorded this number of supporters, compliance, and people who are very tired of the host state, which is Nigeria today. I am very happy, very optimistic that from tomorrow, the Biafra people will speak in one voice, especially those who found themselves being used by the Nigeria state and their enablers in Biafra land. And all they do is to use them for years. There is no promotion, there is no health insurance, there is no good pay salary, there is no good insurance system, there is no good, I would say, retirement benefit. There is nothing to be proud of or to put your hope on after you have served Nigeria and you retire. And so those of you who happen to be one of those in this generation that you see, many of us have sacrificed everything, including our own copy and issue and all those things you enjoy back home. We sacrifice to stay in exile, to fight for you and for your future, so that you can have good road, so that you can have good job, so that when you retire, you will have your retirement benefit, so that you'll be paid very well, also as somebody working in Biafra government, so that you will have the reason to be a good patriotic citizen of Biafra, so that your children can grow and have hope. And so that you are going to have a society where the government will take its responsibility, both in the security of property and life, making sure our women are not being butchered, making sure our children are not getting killed. So, my fellow Biafrans, the road to that freedom will begin tomorrow. What do we intend to gain What we intend to achieve from this 30 days lockdown of Nigerian institutions in Biafra land, what we try to achieve are as follows. We are trying to delegitimize Nigeria within Biafra territory. It is part of the struggle for the international recognition in accordance with the Montevideo Convention of Statehood. We are trying to prove to the world that Nigeria has lost every legitimacy to govern the people of Biafra. We are trying that the Biafra people has lost confidence, and we are honoring this particular confidence that they have lost on Nigeria. We also want to use the opportunity to show to the world that only alternative is the Biafra government, which the people are loyal to. We want to also use the opportunity to prove to the world that Nigeria has failed to solve the political and economic crisis that has befallen the country, and the country has become a failed nation. We want to prove to the international community that the Biafra are well organized and they are ready to provide solutions to the problem that Nigeria could not solve, especially to the Biafra people, so that those who we are going to leave behind, like they are from Jazz, who claim to be educated, but the Biafra person was the first professor in their land. Take over from the talking. And the bravery of the Biafra people. I want you to understand that the killing of Biafrans during the war, which they are using as a tactic, as a tool to kill the spirit and the morale of Biafrans, we have defeated that particular tactics, which they will always remind you, were you born during the war? Did you not see how children died? Oh, there was hunger. Do you have food? All those nonsense they have used to instill fear on our people, we have actually defeated that fear. Today, Biafra are standing gallantly facing these monsters and terrorists that call themselves state. My fellow Biafrans, we have prepared you for the past 3 years and to what is to come from tomorrow. The reason we embarked on countless civil disobedience of sit at home and the terrorist state and their enablers in Biafra land were busy struggling how to suppress the civil disobedience of sit at home because they know where we are going. Today, what we have prepared you for, it is time to write exam. This particular lockdown is not applicable to businesses, is not applicable to traders, is not applicable to hospitals, is not applicable to schools. It is only applicable to the secretariat, police stations, and barracks. We are starting from there. I want you to understand, if you know you work there, that the killing of Biafrans behind the wall, which I am using as a tactic, as a tool to kill the spirit and the morale of Biafrans, we have defeated that particular tactics, which they will always remind you, were you born during the war? Did you not see how children died? Oh, there was hunger. Do you have food? All those nonsense they have used to instill fear on our people, we have actually defeated that fear. Today, Biafra are standing gallantly facing these monsters and terrorists that call themselves state. My fellow Biafrans, we have prepared you for the past 3 years and to what is to come from tomorrow. The reason we embarked on countless civil disobedience of sit at home and the terrorist state and their enablers in Biafra land were busy struggling how to suppress the civil disobedience of sit at home because they know where we are going. Today,
what we are preparing for, it is time to write exam. This particular lockdown is not applicable to businesses, it's not applicable to traders, it's not applicable to hospitals, it's not applicable to schools, it is only applicable to the secretariat, police stations, and barracks. We are starting from there. If you know you work there, from tomorrow, stay in your house. Because you will be used as a propaganda machine when they have killed you in order to blame Samanaka. Nobody is going to listen to you. We are at war officially with Nigeria. So if you die, you become a victim of the war. The war, as of today, is not a national war. And I would like to remind you, I didn't say it. The Chief of Defense Staff, Musa, have on several occasions confirmed that they are at war with Biafra. In the first he mentioned that he is fighting guerrilla warfare. Secondly, he mentioned they were fighting jungle warfare. And then thirdly, he confirmed that they are now fighting asymmetric warfare. I did not say all these things. He said it. So what I'm trying to tell you now is that no matter how they try to cover this asymmetric warfare, which was the last thing he mentioned, that particular asymmetric warfare is happening in Biafra land. Do not fall a victim of stray bullet. When the Biafra Defense Forces, the Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra Resistance Fighters will be engaging these terrorists, our plan is to push them out of Biafra land. It does not matter how many years it is going to take. Even one of the Afroja actually explained what we are not going to call it, but they know exactly the kind of war that we have, we are facing within the Nigeria terrorist state. They will be the one to be mentioning it. They will be the one to be saying it. All we have to do is to make sure our women and children are defended. They have come with all manner of propaganda telling you, oh, you are bringing insecurity to Biafra land. He is the one causing problem. He is the one bringing the military and all that. All those lies, does not last long. And I have asked them, when they were killing people in Mazinam Bikano's house, I was not a POB member. I was not even a Biafra agitator. I was not even part of Biafra. I joined the 2019. Before I joined, thousands of Biafra have been killed. Thousands of Biafra has been adopted by the Nigeria terrorist state. Before I joined Biafra struggle, thousands of Biafra have died in detention. It was not Samanaka. And what I'm trying to do today is to make sure that the atrocities committed against Biafra people before I even joined the Biafra struggle is revenge. Number one, we must revenge the killings of Biafrans in the 60s. Today, nobody has been tried in any court internationally as for war crime. For the crime of genocide, which is the highest crime that has been committed after the Holocaust. Nobody has been tried in Nigeria. We will take that law into our hand by defending our land today. In the 21st century, the mark of that, the wound of that killings of Biafra is very, very, very glaring on us today. And what we have to do is to teach lesson to those who have killed us and still bragging after 50 years. After 50 years, they have put a system that have disenfranchised every Biafran, that have marginalized us, that have put poverty as the only inheritance as a Biafran under Nigeria. They enacted a law that made sure that every resources that come from Biafran land is being controlled in Abuja by the Fulanis. While the natural resources like gold in the north is being controlled by them. How can you live in a country such as this, where there are two laws, where they have restructured the country, and in the north they are practicing Sharia law, controlling their own natural resources, gold, and the gold that they found in Zamfara belong to Zamfara state, while natural resources in Biafra land belong to the federal government. How do you reconcile that? My fellow Biafrans, this is not the first time they are giving loan or loaning money from outside country, and the Biafra land was excluded. During the time of DK that is serving jail term in London today, they collected loan China, and North Southeast was excluded from that loan. Today, they have also excluded the Southeast and South of Biafra in the student loan, which is even a very good development, because before, during the time they shared the loan from China, they gave at least 1 small percent to the South there, because then it was not clear whether these people have been deceived or not. My fellow Biafrans, during the time of Obasanjo, when the 6th geopolitical zone was created, in order to divide the Biafra people, divide us into pieces, so that they will tell you that the 5 eastern states is the Biafra they are fighting for. My brothers and sisters, today we have defeated them by defining our map, and that map is undisputed. The only time this particular map of 40 states will be disputed is when we are at the United Nations. When the United Nations will come, if they like, and we are going to again challenge any alteration of this map to the highest level. So everyone today who is very proudly finding himself or herself in the map of 40 states of Biafra must understand that you are going to be protected at all costs. We are not going to cede not even 1/4 or not even 1 plot of that map to anyone. You are going to be protected by the Biafran government, and we'll make sure that everything we do today is using true democracy, not by dictatorship. We have conducted self-referendum, which is still ongoing, and the people scattered all over these 40 states have spoken today, over 50 million of them. 50 good million. How many were you in the Nigerian general election? Because the people are tired and they are no longer interested in Nigeria. Only 25 million. Today we have doubled that number. And this has further shown that not only that these people disenfranchise us, there is no data, it was on purpose. They made sure that there is no data so that they will continue to tell lies about the population. Biafra, we are going to have one of the world-class database systems, just like Finland. My brothers and sisters, my fellow citizens of Biafra, I promise you that I am bringing Finland to Biafra. And what does that mean? What it means is that I am bringing a system of government where your rights will be protected. I am bringing a system of government where if you do not have money, the government will care for you. I am bringing a system of government where you can stay in your home and cast your vote. I am bringing a system of government where you are going to have a world-class and world-standard national insurance scheme where you can go to hospital and without dropping any deposit, the hospital will treat you. You are going to be examined with the world-class, state-of-the-art machines and facilities. That is the kind of system I'm bringing. I am bringing Finland to Nigeria, to Biafra, and after that, every other thing about security will be a Bible. I am bringing Finland to Biafra, where the political parties will have their elections and the people will make their choice without anybody carrying gun to kill each other. I am bringing a system where you can never forge our national identity card nor the Biafra passport. I am bringing a system of government where you are going to travel as a Biafran, and whenever you present your ID card or passport, the immigration authority will already know that Biafra is built on a marble and a stone, that nobody can forge and present their identity card or international passport. I am bringing Finland to Biafra. It is going to be a system where when you answer yes, your yes is yes. Not when you answer yes, somebody will go and start investigating it, whether it was supposed to be no. I am bringing the same system, what is going to be the beginning of the civilization in Africa. That's the exactly what I'm bringing to the Biafra people. And I know they understand this. I have promised them several times I am bringing Finland to Biafra. Today, everything the Biafra Republic government in Israel has done is exactly the system of Finland. We have adopted the international, the national ID card, which is going to have a very highly secured e-ID card that has the same feature with the European Union ID card. Are you aware of that? Are you aware that the security features of our national ID card as a government in exile and a de facto government who is yet to gain independence? The security feature is the same standard in the European Union. That's where we are starting. Very expensive, but it is worth doing. What this means is that the database system of Biafra is going to be as strong as the Schengen system. What it means is that the system I am bringing to Biafra is where we will go into agreement and negotiation with other world powers and other countries that if you must do business with us, you are going to respect our citizens, respect their national, international traveling documents, where we are going to go into agreement to understand that we need each other and actually they need us more than we need them. So if, as a Biafran, you are going to travel to many countries visa-free. I am promising Biafra people that by the special grace of God, I am bringing a system of government where you are going to be more valued than all these countries that are issuing visa or citizenship on investment, where you can travel over 120-something countries where you have their international passport. Biafra is going to be more and better than them. We have something they never had. But today, they are respected because of the system they have built. Because they have a very secure system where the citizens of those countries are respected all over the world. My fellow Biafrans, believe me, you will have one day visa free to America. You will be begged to travel to America and you will have no reason to travel to America except when you want to go on holidays. And many of you will not even go to holidays because you are going to have that thing they have in America in Biafra land. My fellow Biafrans, I want to inform you that today we have a very high level meeting with developers that are already interested in building more than Dubai in Biafra land. I am just overwhelmed and too happy this evening that such is happening. That is the dream I have for the Biafra people. A lot of investors are already coming, knocking at our door. When are we coming? When are we coming? Is it after December? When should we start? The investment they are running, those investors that are running away from Nigeria, they are knocking at our door. And I promise them that from the December 2nd, we are going to have a very long way. But one thing I promise them is that it doesn't matter how long it takes. If it takes us 10 years to fight Nigeria after December 2nd, we are ready. If it takes us 20 years to fight Nigeria after December 2nd, we are ready. I have listened to so many people who were talking rubbish on social media, saying, oh, does it mean that all the fight they are fighting all this while, it is not the fight then? These are idiots. These are idiots that knows nothing about freedom fighting. They have not brought anything to the freedom, to the struggle. They have never contributed anything. Many of them do not even believe. But today, they are advisors. They are the ones telling you, oh, why is it that you are starting the fight now? So the fight that is happening, what about it? Yes, you don't tell us how to fight. If you think you have advice to give, you come into the system, the door is open for you. Come and tell us what you got. But we have a template that must not be altered. That template is that we will continue to legitimize Nigeria until December. That template is that all the terrorist forces that is representing Nigeria in Biafra land will continue to kiss the dust. Till even if it is one person that is remaining, if that one person doesn't leave, we will continue to follow that one person until kiss the dust, and then the Biafra government will take charge completely. My fellow Biafrans, our template is very, very clear. We have fought war, very, very brutal war that supervised the death of millions of Biafrans. Now we have learned our lesson, and we will also study Nigeria, how to dismantle this Nigeria, evil Nigeria, and that's exactly the pattern we are applying in this fight. And believe me, Nigeria will never ever survive this. After after 2nd of December. Nobody what we have done and see what we have done so far and ignore over 50 million votes. Even though we know how they are politically correct all the time, the international diplomacy and all that, our target is to navigate all these difficulties, all this international diplomacy, all this nonsensical political correctness. We are going to navigate it after 2nd of December. It is when the brain will start to work. I want all of you to understand that you must be very optimistic, stand very firm, resilient. Our defense system is getting better by the day. The Biafra Defense Army, the Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra Resistance Fighters and the Navy, they are all working together every day and we are getting better and better. From tomorrow, our target will be those who have been killing our women, those who have been facilitating the kidnapping of our people. If you don't know, the military, Nigerian army terrorists are the one that is responsible for all the kidnapping all over Nigeria. The kidnapping are happening even very close to the checkpoint where the military are sharing proceeds from the ransom being paid to these terrorists. There has been many testimonies where the people that were kidnapped have paid ransom and on their way coming out, they met Nigeria terrorist army, and the only thing they were asking is how much to be paid to these Fulani kidnappers. They want to know how much the person has paid so that they are going to get their own share of the money. I am telling you, many people who have escaped and who have succeeded in paying ransom and coming out alive, and they met the military on their way out, has testified this thing, that the military were only interested in asking how much have they paid terrorists. So when they collect their money, they know exactly how much they have paid. So my fellow Biafrans, we have come to end this particular criminality, terrorism against our people. And that's exactly what the Biafran government is doing. I am here to end this fight. Like I have always said, I will never hand over slavery and this particular fight to my next generation. I am here to hand them over freedom. And freedom, I will hand over to them and not this continuation of slavery under Nigeria system, not under the British company. I am here to hand over freedom to my people. You can hate me, you can like me. At the end of the day, it is not what you call me today that matters to me. It is what you are going to call me 10 years to come. From here, I will welcome questions and answers for some people. Those who want to ask questions, I am here. And those who want to help me to answer questions also will be allowed to answer questions on my behalf, especially when those people come with some funny questions. Other people can help to answer such questions. But I'm here for serious questions. For those who have very serious questions, I will be here to address all your questions under your concern. But one thing you must know is that I am not a pushover. And I believe Nigeria has seen that. If you think that Simon Ekpa is somebody you can push over, then you don't know me. I am here to end I am here to end Nigeria. I'm here to end Usman Danfodio legacy. I will end it. The people who have ended it in their different countries doesn't have to end. I am going to be more than any of all those people who have fought freedom, including Gandhi. I am here to be more than Gandhi. Gandhi did not even fight the kind of demons that we have in Nigeria. Nelson Mandela did not fight the kind of demons that we have in Nigeria. And so I brought up myself. I'm well cooked for this particular freedom. So anybody thinking that Simon Ekpa is going down, you don't know what is coming. You still have everywhere to go. I will be here to finish the job, and by December I will issue the declaration for the restoration of the independence of Biafra, and the flag of Biafra will rise very, very high all over the world. That day, every mountain office all over the world of Biafra will rise the Biafra flag very, very high. Raise it very, very high, from homeland to all over the world. And then after that, the diplomatic battle will begin for recognition of Biafra government. Thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you, Biafran people. And thank you, everyone that have logged in here today. The floor is open to your questions, and we want you to be concise. Go straight to the media. I salute you from here. Over to you.
Thank you, my able minister. Thank you, my PM. I appreciate this for all you are doing for us. As you raise your hands, we're going to give you 6 seconds to put your questions and let's go back to you. Please open your mind down.
All right. Good evening, my fellow Biafrans. Samuel, good evening to you. I love your courage and your boldness in the pursuit of this cause of realization of Biafra. After going through all what you've been doing, I have a question that I really want to ask you. And the question goes as thus: in as much as possible that we are, according to you, Biafra declaration is not going back. It's said by December. I would like to ask this question about, I don't know, how many borders we are going to have within Nigeria, and then how are we going to protect that by the time you declare Biafra? So that's my question.
On TikTok, so that people will hear what they are saying, because you know.
Yes, I mean, where do we have the border within? Where are we going to have a border with Nigeria or any other part of the nations?
Go and study the border. Did you not see the map of Biafra?
I saw the map of Biafra, but the map.
So go and study it.
Okay, that's one place. So you said you can study that. What about What about a mountain? What about the protection of the border? Or are we not going to protect the border as well?
Are you the security that are going to protect it? Come and join our liberation army so you can be part of those who protect the border. Or you want everybody to do everything for you? Why you will be chopping mango and eating and work? Somebody will be protecting the border for you. Are you not a human being?
No, that's not what I'm trying. That's not what I'm trying.
What is the question?
Okay, fine. Now, when you have other countries, now we have what they call where anywhere probably a foreigner will pass through to another pass through.
How many border do you have as a Nigerian?
As a Nigerian, I only know. I mean, I base in the West here, and in this West here,
Are you not a Nigerian?
I mean, I base in the West. I base in West here.
Are you not a Nigerian?
I didn't tell you when I came up here. I didn't introduce myself as a Nigerian.
I'm asking, okay, so are you a Nigerian or are you a Yoruba? Are you a Oduduwa? Which one?
I'm not an Oduduwa person.
So what are you? Which country are you from?
I'm doing the same thing just like you. I'm also interested in the cause you're pursuing. That's the reason I'm raising this question.
I'm asking your question. So let's assume that you are Nigerian before now, right?
Okay.
So when you were in Nigeria, how many borders do you have?
Here I base in West here in this country. Here in Lagos State. Here in Lagos State, that's the only what I know. I only know about Lagos State. We have 2 borders here in Lagos State. We have one in State here, and we have one in Akadaki.
So as the time you were in Nigeria, you don't know anything about the border of Nigeria.
I only know within the state where I've been reside. That's why I know.
So which is the answer is that since you were in Nigeria until now that you are now coming into Biafra, you do not know anything about the border of Nigeria.
That's what I'm just telling you, that I know 2 borders in Lagos State.
Can you answer me straight? I want that answer to come from your mouth. So you don't know the border of Nigeria?
No, I don't know all.
So if you don't know all, how many do you know?
I only know about 2.
And which one? Which is what?
They are here in Lagos State.
How old are you? How old are you?
How old?
Yes.
Well, at least I'm in 40s now.
Let's say yes. Then when did you begin to have interest in Biafra?
I always have interest in Biafra from onset. Ever since
you cannot be having interest in Biafra because otherwise you will be part of the Lagos State. So you have just shown interest in Biafra. So when did you start showing interest in Biafra?
No, it's been a very long time I started showing interest in Biafra. Over 30 years ago, I've been showing interest in Biafra.
Are you part of the IPOB?
Every Biafra origin is an IPOB. It was the meaning of IPOB.
Are you part of IPOB as an organization?
As an organization, well, I have not seen anywhere they are registering as an IPOB.
Okay, are you?
I recognize myself as
Masop. Are you part of Masop?
No, I don't know anything about Masop.
Okay, you see that you are not being truthful to yourself. Now you are 40 years, so I will not even take you as a person who is showing interest in Biafra because you are not telling yourself the truth. So for the past
I said I don't have any impact.
So for the past 40 years, as a 40 years old man, you do not know anything about Nigeria. You do not know the border of Nigeria. You do not know anything about the border, but you want to know the Biafra border that we have not yet declared. And also you have seen the map of Biafra, and yet you have not even, I don't know whether you have seen the map of Nigeria, and you don't know any border of Nigeria, but you want to know the border of Biafra that have not yet declared independence, and we are not even restored. Are you not seeing that you are not being true to yourself? Are you not seeing that you sound very stupid at 40? How can you be a 40-year-old man and you don't know anything about the country that you love so much? And you are here telling me you like Biafra, yet you have not joined any Biafra agitating group. You don't know anything about Masop, but you said you have had Biafra in your mind for 40 years. How can you be a Biafra? You don't even know what is Masop. And you are here saying it, that you don't know anything about Masop. So for that reason, I will ask them to remove it because you are just not being true to yourself. It's just a waste of time. You're listening to somebody who is a Biafran and he doesn't know anything about Masop. How can you say you don't know anything about Masop? I want me to listen to you. There is no way you are going to talk about Biafra today without acknowledging the Masop. It is impossible. Even Mazenam Dikano came from Masop. How can you be here telling me you are watching Biafra, you are following Biafra, you don't know what's Masop? That's why we will continue to recognize and give accolades to Wazirike, even though he has handed over the betting, he did what he did, he cannot do it. No, one person cannot do it to the end. So this race of freedom is like a relay. You run and give, and I'm here to end it. I'm the last leg of this relay. So for you to say that you don't know anything about myself and you don't belong to IPOB, I don't need to talk to you. When you have repented and repented very well, that you can tell me about Nigeria that you love so much, then you will come, I will teach you about Biafra. Since you cannot actually learn from what the information we already posted in the public about the border, if you look at the map, you are going to see the border where we have border, the countries we have border with. It is completely very, very well clear in that map. And I ask you, have you seen the map of Biafra? You said yes. Yes, we do not know where we have border, how we have border with the Benue, how we have border with the Edo State, how we have border with Amazonia, and then the other one is Atlantic Ocean. All those things you saw in the map that I posted, you do not know about it. You are just here to talk rubbish. All right, the next person, please.
Minister Papa, please. What PM is addressing those non-entities, allow them to stay and hear the reply to the end first before you remove it.
Yeah, thank you. But I just followed the instruction of PM so that he asked us to remove it. And that was what I did. A fool at 40 is a fool forever. Child, you only came here to, represent their political affairs. And he has been done and dusted. Now, very quickly, please unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
Yeah, thank you, Pastor Brown. Greetings, my honorable Prime Minister. Thank you for what you're doing. Also, I just want to say thank you to Finland for what they are doing. Yes, I'm giving our PM a very, very safe haven. I respect him. His fundamental human rights. To be able to fight for his people because Biafra. My dear,
When you do run your way beyond America.
I know that this program is still going to come, and I know you are going to be the solution. And I know you are the one that people think this together soon. But I kind of have my worries, but I think Biafrans are very, very intelligent people and are blessed with this, just like you. see Nigeria as one of the tools by extension that are used to.
Let's have a very short break before we continue. But remember that today is the beginning of the delegitimization of Nigeria in Biafran territory, the lockdown. It is massive, and you must be able to stay indoor. Not just be indoor, be careful. You can go to your businesses, not indoor. Go to your businesses, but you must be security conscious wherever you are. But if you are working in any of those ministries that is mentioned, or you have any dealings in the police barracks, military barracks, please, for your own sake, stay away.
Nigeria has recruited Islamic State fighters into their military, police, and other forces to continue the holy war of Islam against indigenous people, and Biafra government in exile can't sit back and watch Nigeria state kill Biafran unchallenged. Therefore, the government which uses force to support its rules teaches the oppressed to use force to oppose it. We will continue to justify our decision to engage in sabotaging and hostility against terrorists in uniform until they are withdrawn completely from Biafran territory from the 14th United States of Biafra. Nigeria has recruited Islamic State fighters into their military, police, and other forces to continue the holy war of Islam against indigenous people, and Biafra government in exile can't sit back and watch Nigeria state kill Biafran unchallenged. Therefore, the government which uses force to support its rules teaches the oppressed to use force to oppose it. We will continue to justify our decision to engage in sabotaging and hostility against terrorists in uniform until they are withdrawn completely from Biafran territory from the 14th United States of Biafra.
Nigeria import terrorists from all over the world. Right now, there are more than 5 terrorist groups that operate in the country today. Ansaru is in Nigeria. El-Shabaab is in Nigeria. Mieti Allah operates in Nigeria. Fulani bandits operate in Nigeria. Fulani herders that have been named the 4th deadliest terrorist group in the world by the Global Terrorist Watch of West Africa. These terrorist groups operate in Nigeria, and the government of Nigeria provides an enabling environment for them to thrive, for them to do their bidding. They provide them with logistics, money, arms, and then they send them to the eastern region of Nigeria to kill my people and to destabilize the region. That is their goal. And that's exactly what they're doing now.
Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Nnamdi win the war. Bythunders 1, Bythunders 2, Bythunders 3. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi.
We Biafran and also Africa by extension. And I'm hearing to you telling us about the template and the plans and everything for Biafra. I want to know, how are we going to put like strong policies, strong foundation in place so that we will not have another South Africa, Biafra? Because if you look at what the history of the freedom of South Africa, obviously they are back to where they were before. Everything is falling apart. And talking about the investors, these investors are going to be multinational corporations. I don't want to go into details, but over time, we know what their history has been like, most especially when it comes to people on the side of our continent. And how are we going to make sure that the business is going to be equal partnership? And aside from that, since that they are multinational corporations, they will not have that stronghold to be able to influence anything about Biafra, because I know after we get our freedom, those who over time that have planned to subjugate us, they will not stop. They will still keep coming. So it is left for us to have that foundation that will make sure that this freedom is there. So I just want to know, you as a Prime Minister, how are we going to cement that and not to have that fear or even that concern of something like that happening? Thank you.
Thank you. I would have loved it if you would have asked me that are we not going to be like Namibia? Are we not going to be like Mozambique? Are we not going to be like other African countries that actually got independent and they are doing well? So why are you people always living in a failed state? Give an example of Biafra. Biafra that are well educated, well scattered all over the world, contributing positively to other countries and building other countries. Tell me, those countries that have failed, that you are mentioning now, like South Africa, tell me any one person from South Africa that is doing anything outside South Africa, anywhere in the world. Mention one person. I'm asking you. Mention one name, a doctor from South Africa that is in America doing wonders, that is in the United Kingdom doing wonders, that is in Europe. Mention one, just one researcher or one professor or one doctor. But you cannot mention that because it doesn't exist. Biafra has many. Tell me one South African person that has attained the level of a country one. There is none. Tell me one South African person. So why are you people using a failed state in Africa to give example of Biafra? We are not the same. We can never be the same. We are builders. South Africans are not builders. Tell me where they have built anywhere in the world. When you answer this question, I will then address you properly. Thank you.
Thank you, my fellow Biafrans. You have heard from our Prime Minister on some of the questions, and I'm going to continue this question section tomorrow while we have to attend to other programs. I appreciate every one of you that has connected. Please be security conscious if you are watching us from Biafra land. If you're not in Biafra land, wherever you are, contact your family and let them know what is going on in Biafra land and tell them to stay away from the police barrack, the military barrack, from the ministries of the government, federal, state, and local. Every government office, stay away from it. Checkpoint, stay away from it for your own sake. If you have a brother or sister serving in the zoo army, this is the time for them to step away. If they continue to be there, whatever happened to them, they will be responsible for whatever happened to them. I appreciate every one of you that have been on this platform. Share this program so that others will get it. We will continue to bring you updates every blessed day until the end of the 30 days, which starts today. Thank you so much and remain blessed.
Nigeria has recruited Islamic State fighters into their military, police, and other forces to continue the holy war of Islam against indigenous people and Biafra government in exile can't sit back and watch Nigeria state kill Biafra unchallenged. Therefore, the government which uses force to support its rules teaches the oppressed to use force to oppose it. We will continue to justify our decision to engage in sabotaging and hostility against terrorists in uniform until they are withdrawn completely from Biafran territory from the 14 United States of Biafra.